USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and our show today is the Corner Bookstore. We will be welcoming Glenda Benevides, but for now, we're going to bring out the star of our show, DIANN FLOYD BOEHM. Welcome.
Welcome, Dr. Jacalyn. Thanks for having me here. Actually, I love being on the show.
I love having you on the show, and I love all the books that we have that are in the book rack that are yours. So we've got to get a different graphic with more space for all the work you're creating.
Thank you. But yeah, it's fine.
So DIANN, for people who haven't met you before, they're tuning in, listening, or watching for the first time, tell us about your passion, your creativity for being an international award-winning author.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn. You always have such sweet introductions. So welcome everyone to the show. We're so happy to have you here today, and you're listening as well. Thank you for our listeners. As Dr. Jacalyn mentioned, I've traveled around the world. I've been very blessed about that. And I love helping people. I've always been a storyteller, and I decided one day when I was out working in the garden, it just, the angels said it was time to put the stories to print. And I thought about it, and I came in and started doing it. And the thing that I'm passionate about, the thing I'm passionate about is that we need love and kindness in the world. And so my books deal with loving yourself, being kind to others, helping to bring peace, even if it's just in the little world part that you live in. Every little kindness helps bring the world more light, more sunshine. And the more we can do that, the more we make the world better. And then my books also deal with imagination, because we need to imagine what we can be. We need to imagine just how full life is in the beauty just by looking at the clouds. And my young adult historical fiction book based on my grandma, that was about to inspire people to go after their dreams. That if someone in 1904 can run away to go to college and fulfill her dreams, then heavens to Betsy, with all we have today, I think we can do the same. It's just figuring out how to make it happen. And that's not always easy, but I hope the book inspires them. So that's what I'm all about, Dr. Jacalyn.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that, DIANN. You are so inspirational. And again, you always love to help people. You're connecting people all over the world. So please do reach out to DIANN. You can find her on her website, DIANNFLOYDBOEHM.com.
Thank you.
So I am super excited to welcome Glenda to our show, because she is someone, and I love this about people, someone who's so creative that she's able to channel her creativity in several different areas. And she's a big success, an incredible star when it comes to her music, but she's also an author, and she's going to be sharing with us something about the 5 C's. So let's welcome Glenda Benevides from Glenda Music. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's so nice to have you there.
Thank you.
Global badass goddess. What does that mean?
It's interesting, because I really feel like all of us women have a global badass in us, and really for me, I think I wanted to, can I tell you the story? The story started in my kitchen. And a girlfriend of mine, we were talking, and she said, Glenda, you're a real badass. And I was like, the first thing I was like, what do you mean? And I think inside of me, I didn't want to accept that about myself, you know? And I said, well, tell me what you think. Like, what does that mean for you? And she said, well, all the things that you're doing and it's really a badass. And I was like, that's interesting. And I was noting to myself, like, how I wanted to repel against what she said. And I thought, no, Glenn, you need to own that. And then I said, well, how do I want to define badass? And so I decided to take on as an acronym. And I was going to go ahead and define it as B for beautiful, A for accessible, D for daring, A for abundant, S for savvy, and S for sassy or sexy, you name it. So that's kind of how it all started with me, and just really taking that on and wanting to set things up for other women to be able to know that they are unbreakable and that they can step into their own self, their own empowerment, and whatever that means.
Wow. I love that.
I love that too. And, you know, Glenda, I know this doesn't pertain to the three of us, but there are plenty of women out there who don't want to support other women. They're like, backstab, talking, blah, 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 blah. What does it take to get someone out of that space into the space where the three of us are?
Yeah. Whew, that's a deep question. Let's dive in, shall we? Wow. Well, here's the thing. This is just my opinion. For entertainment purposes only. No, I'm joking. I always hear that. That's so funny. What I really see with that is, first of all, we're all at different stages of our life, right? Who you are and what you think about it at 19 and 20 can be different at 30 and 40, and so on and so forth. Sometimes people never mature. Sometimes people, it's complicated. It's deep. It's whatever. But what I would say with that is that you really have to come in and you have to look at yourself. You have to really see that what are the things that are working and what are the things that aren't working. And if you find yourself in chaos in your life and confusion and spending more time thinking about what other people want or what they think or whatever, and you're swirling around with a mess in your life, well, hello, that's a little flag that goes up. And you hopefully the idea would be to step back and go, what's going on in my life? Why is that here? Why is that happening? And it's not outside of myself. It looks like it is. It's an illusion. It's within. So that takes a minute. That takes a journey to go on to find out, get into that clarity of who I am, why this is happening, and how am I the center of it? And why am I and to be accountable and responsible for that and for my life. So that's what I would say for the first part of really evolving yourself and stepping into clarity around yourself and what you want to do in life.
I think that's brilliant. You're spot on. And I feel like when people come into that space, it's kind of like, whoa, what have I been doing? How have I been living for all these years? It's kind of like,
It's an awakening. Right?
It really is. That's a great word. It's really an awakening. I mean, that's all you got to do is stop for a minute, take a deep breath and go, why is my life in chaos?
Mm-hmm.
Just ask the question. Just be curious. Be curious about yourself. Be curious about others, and not from an egotistical, point of view, but just from, there's more to life than I need to get shopping.
Yeah.
I need that jacket.
Right.
So
Exactly.
Those pair of shoes. It's like, no, I'm sorry, honey. That is not going to make you feel better.
Right.
So
maybe
true.
for a moment.
I did the shoe thing for years and years, and it's just such a waste of money. I don't even wear the shoes. I'm in sneakers half the time. But anyway, Glenda, I know we're going to talk about your book because we are in the corner bookstore, but you have such an incredible career and you are really an inspiration to me and so many people. I would love if you would just tell us a little bit about your backstory leading up to the book.
Okay, yeah. Again, it started with me in my kitchen, that little story, and then I went on to. I was working in Boston, so I was going back and forth with my music partner, and we were recording, writing music, and that type of thing. And we read this book called The 7-Day Startup. And I'm always about how can I serve, how can I contribute to other people, and what is it of value that I have that I could share with others that would uplift them and move them into a world that's more empowered, more uplifted. Excuse me. So anyway, so I was in Boston. We started this up, and I called it Global Badass Goddess because that's what I was dealing with my friends in the bathroom. I mean, in the kitchen, excuse me. And and so we started that with a magazine, and it was called Global Badass Goddess, online magazine, and I was having women contribute. And then I went from there. We realized that was a lot of work. And we didn't have an editor. We were doing it, which was fine because Jean's brilliant. But I moved into the Global Badass Goddess, which I still have. It's my interview show. And then I thought, you know what? Do I have value? And so I started like going, And then I started asking those questions to myself. And I went, let's see if I can write a book. Let me just do an outline. So I set in, I made a goal for myself, and I set upstairs in the bedroom. And I said, okay, what does it take to have clarity, courage, confidence, commitment, and community? What is that? What does that mean? And so I did an outline. I wrote the outline, and I decided that every day I would write a chapter. And so I said, okay, I'm going to do 10 chapters in 10 days, right? Took me 15. And I finished my outline and wrote a chapter every day, and it was done in about 15 days. And then I actually took a break. And then Jean decided to move to the West Coast. So we're here in California. And so that took a bit, and then all the moving scenarios, and then COVID hit. And then that's when I finished the book.
Wow. You were like speed writer.
It just came out. I don't know how it happened. And I really honestly wasn't trying to write a book. I didn't consider myself a writer. I'm a songwriter, but not an author. I was like, I'm not an author, And actually a really good friend of mine that was actually coaching me at the time in business, she said to me, oh my God, this is really good. You need to actually turn this into like an official book. Here's an editor. Call her, see if she'll work with you. And she did. She said, yeah, I'll work with you. This is good. And I don't want to take your voice away. And so I tell stories. So that's part of it. So the workbook.
Thanks
That's
so much for
wonderful.
sharing that.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, for people out there thinking, well, what's the difference between writing a song and writing a book?
Nothing. No, I'm joking. One takes a lot longer. A lot. It's not, the book is not for the faint of heart. Hats off to you writers, like official, like I've written, 20 books, it's like, oh my God, that's amazing. The difference for me is really, there's some differences in the sense of, like with each song is like its own little mini book, its own little mini story. So, I'm trying to get a message across within 4 minutes, not days or hours, inside of a complicated story or however, whatever your book is going to be about. But that's kind of the difference. They're similar, but different. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it, because when you are singing, you're telling a story. You just happen to have elongated words that have notes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Definitely a lot.
Glenda, what I'm wondering about is, when you write a song and you perform it, many times that is so personal. It's a personal experience or an observation. Would you say that that's the same in terms of the writing in your book?
Yeah, just a little different, obviously, modality. I mean, I think really good writers in books can express themselves fully and completely. So you're on this journey, you're emotional. It's like you can't wait to turn the page. You know, wow, that's amazing to be able to do that in a literary sense, where you're actually, you know, having people dive deep with you on this journey. Same thing, shorter time period, obviously. I've got to get across when I'm singing, what, you know, what's my intention? What is the story about? How do I capture people? How do I look at them? How do I involve them? Because I've got to be there either physically or auditorily. You know, I've got to bring them in quickly through the sound, the vibration of my voice, through the melody, excuse me, through the actual song itself. You know, you have to bring people in quickly. You bring them in, you tell them the story. Hopefully they walk away going, wow, that's really something for me, you know, and then take away something, you know. So you got to do it quick. Whereas a book, you can kind of just lusciously move through it, days, hours, whatever. So it's a different, one's auditory, one's visual mentally, you know, it's different, but similar.
I think it's amazing how you can tap into those different parts of your brain, per se, to attract different audiences, and you know exactly how and when to do it.
Yeah. And you know, I was also just thinking, when you write a song, you're kind of like you're writing a book, but it's really short. It's, you know, you've got to capture people, and then you go ahead and sing it. You know, whereas obviously I'm not singing my book, you know. So yeah, so there's I think a different distinction, and you capture people in a different way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah. So the 5 C's, let's go back to them. How do you describe the 5 C's in your book?
Basically clarity. So with clarity, when I say that, you've got to start with that, because that is the foundation of everything. If you are not clear about who you are, what you want, where you're going, then you're going to be all over the map. And then how do you build clarity? You know, when you have clarity, how do you build courage? Well, guess what? You know what you want. So the next step is, how do I have courage? Well, courage really comes with, like I said, the foundation of clarity. Because if you know, okay, let's just say I want to, okay, I'll use myself. I want to be a singer. So if you want to be a singer, well, guess what? You have to get enough courage to say, hey, I want to either start a band, or I just want to sing out loud, or, you know, I want something from that. And then you've just got to do it. And so once you do it, get that courage up, I'm just going to do it, you step forward, and then the confidence will come with that, because with that, you'll do practice. You'll do it again. You'll do it again. You'll do it again. And after that, you're just like, okay, I've got this. I've got confidence. And then inside of confidence, then you'll find yourself automatically having commitment to something, because you'll find yourself in it. You'll fall in love with it. You'll fall in love with yourself. And then you've got your commitment. And things do change, you know, things do change and they evolve, and that's fine. But you got to start somewhere. You got to start with something. And eventually community happens, because you're feeling fulfilled within yourself, and you're having a joyful experience and expression, like full self-expression. And this creates a life on purpose. This creates a life with style that empowers confidence and freedom in the world and in your world. So, you know, really standing inside of that, you'll create community. They'll be drawn to you. They'll want to be a part of it. They'll want to figure out, wow, how did you do that? What are you doing? You know, and again, we're all at different stages of life. So, and it happens at every stage, you know, it's not just once and we're done, you know, it's this evolution that happens for all of us.
Yeah, it sounds like the 5C journey
It really is.
Yeah. Or Journey Through the 5 C's.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which.
You know, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I
No,
just
I was
said,
going to say, for those people listening, I love everything you're saying, and I really hope they connect with you immediately, because it does take courage. And then once you've done the courage to just keep on going, sometimes you second guess yourself, don't you think? And so what do you share with people on quit second guessing, just keep moving forward?
yeah, I think that's a normal thing sometimes when you think, oh, am I really doing this? You know, or is this really right for me? And that's okay. I think that's important to do that, because sometimes we choose something and we go, okay, yeah, I want to do that. And then you jump out there. I think the distinction for second guessing is like, you know, is that truly, am I second guessing because it's not right for me? Or am I second guessing myself because I don't believe in myself? You know, and those are the kind of things, that's when you step back and you go, okay, let me look at this. Again, there's no magic bullet with that. You just have to jump out there and be constantly mindful, constantly aware of like who you are, where you're at, and what you want, and then just move forward. And sometimes you can't do it alone. You know, it is a journey, and there's other people out there to help you if you're feeling not confident enough or don't even know how to get the courage. You know, there's ways of helping yourself do that.
Yeah, thank you, Glenda. You know, I think as an extension of that, and this just happened to me, is imposter syndrome. So I've already done over 3,500 shows, and a couple weeks ago, I was going to interview someone. I thought, oh, I am not good enough to do this. And we go through that. I think, especially as women, that even if we have made our mark, or we have done what we set out to do, we start second guessing ourselves. So how would you say that fits into the process when it's more than just a consideration? It's like, wow, I'm an imposter in my own life.
Oh, that's a rabbit hole to go down. Okay. All right. You know, I think a girlfriend just asked me that. She goes, do you ever get imposter syndrome? And I'm thinking about it. Well, you know, yes. I think, like, for me, it was around the music and the Recording Academy. And so this year I was voted into the Recording Academy, which is, for those people that don't know, the Recording Academy, that's where the Grammys are voted on. I'm a voting member now. And, you know, I said myself 2 years ago, I thought, well, I need to be, you know, I've been doing music since I was 16 professionally. I need to be, how do you do the Grammys? Right. So I was like, how does that happen? Who does that? Who's the special people do that? So I got online and I started researching that and everything like that. And I just threw my hat over the fence, and eventually I made it in. And yeah, sometimes you step back and you kind of go, oh, I'm not good enough. Why am I doing this? You know, they're gonna see that, you know, I'm not Prince. You know, your bar is like really high. And I think the only way to really kind of pull out of that is to bring yourself back and see what you have to contribute. Like, who are you? Don't compare yourself. And, you know, once we get out there in that field of comparison, it's like, it's a spiral down, because then you're not good enough, you know, somewhere. That's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah.
That's super exciting.
It's
Thank you.
huge.
Thank you.
Did you find, after you had this accomplishment, that all of a sudden people started coming out of the woodwork,
Yeah.
artists going, yeah, let's go out for lunch. Let's get together.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. On some levels, you know, doors start to open, and it's really a blessing, you know. As you ladies know, you know, I think it's our time as women to step forward and to be able to, you know, be counted on many levels. And we're just people, right? So I think that's amazing. And you give yourself opportunities, and you get to step into that. It's like a CV, right? It's like everybody, you know, like you, Dr. Jacalyn, I mean, it's like, okay, I need to go to medical school to get this thing. It's like, oh, I'm a doctor, it's like, and then I'm okay now. It's like, just to like be able to move into this new respect level, this new level of like, then people, I want to talk to you. You have some level of expertise, that kind of thing. So yes, it's good. I think that's good for business and it's good for one's self-esteem, but it's not the only thing. Cause I always look at it this way. I was the same person that I was 10 minutes ago that I am now when I have this label, so that's kind of yes and no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's such a great point. And you have a certain brand, you have a certain look about you, and I'm going to pull up your website also to share with our audience. For people who are not able to see you right now, they're listening. How would you describe your branding and how did you get to have the branding that you have?
Oh, that's a good question. You guys are tricky. Let's see. Overall brand. It's authentic. It's just myself. It's taken a minute to define Glenda music with Global Badass Goddess. That I am that person. I'm both things. So I'm just like, I'm learning to blend everything. Because for a while there, I was like, oh no, I'm just a musician. I just do this. And then it was like, no, you're an author. No, you're this, you're that, you're this and that. And I was like, I'm getting confused. I don't know. It's like, it's so many things. How do I bring them together? How do I really blend that? So I think that's been my journey with my brand now. And I would just, I am clarity, courage, confidence, commitment, community when it comes to all of it. I'm a real stand for that. I really stand for women and freedom. And I think that's really my brand, and feeling unbreakable, for inspiring us to just step forward and feel your heart, feel your expression, feel who you want to be, get healthy, get grounded, all of it, and become a whole human being that is a contribution, like seriously, and let the lower aspects of things, just let it go, move through it. Hopefully that described my brand.
It does. And you said the one word I was going to say, which is grounded. And that's one of the things I'm loving about meeting you, is that in all your aspects and all your talents, you are so grounded. And your picture of you, where it shares your eye, you can just step into your soul because it's so beautiful. And whoever did it did a great job. And it really describes who you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, you're very, very humble and
Yes.
yet very powerful and very fiery and fierce and yet so nice and sweet. So it's really beautiful. What I'm wondering is, and you were talking a little bit about this, is looking at labels, the labels that we have or what we do, you're artist, author, et cetera, et cetera. And I've had through my life men specifically saying, you don't know who you are. You don't know what you want because you're doing this and you're doing that. I'm like, I know exactly what I'm curious. I want to explore other things. Have you had that experience, Glenda, where people have been trying to cut you down because you keep rising up in so many different areas and people are like, what is she doing? Who does she want to be?
That's funny that you said that. I actually did that to myself. I kept trying to put myself in a box, especially with the music, like, you should be this way, you should be that way. What are you doing? Why is this one song like this and one song like that? It should really come together and be like this, and as I've gone on my journey, I realized that maybe that's not it. For example, I had a really good friend of mine in London, who is a producer. And he said to me one time, he said, Glenda, he goes, follow the rules. There are no rules. And I was like, what's the riddle? I don't understand. I don't understand. And then one day it hit me. It's like, oh, I get it. So there are rules that people agree to play inside of. And I don't have to follow them. I can create my design of who I'm being and how I express it and how I share it with people. And if that means, you know, I've got a book, or if I've got a voice, or if I'm like planting trees right now, which I'm doing, if anybody buys my book or music right now, I'm planting a tree. I plant a tree for you. So those are the things that I'm passionate about. And it's like, I can have all those things and I can be all those things as long as it's in alignment with me, you know, and my values. And I think that's really important too, going back to clarity. Inside of clarity, I talk about this in my book too. You really have to understand what's negotiable and what's non-negotiable. And part of that is having values. Like, what are your values? What do you have boundaries? And sometimes you have to dig deeper, because sometimes, you know, like a lot of us women, we want to caretake, we want to give things to people. We want to, you know, we have enough time. We got kids, we got this, we got that. I'm diverging a little bit, but it's kind of goes within that whole clarity piece. You really have to understand that about yourself, and it takes a minute. And sometimes you have to say, no, I need to be quiet. I need to figure out my values. I need to see what's negotiable and what's non-negotiable. And inside of that, I will create who I am and how I live my life. And those are really important things for us ladies to do. And just people in general, but you know what I'm saying? But I think it's a lot harder for us gals to do that. And anyway, so that's kind of where I come down on that side. Excuse me. Excuse me. So yeah. So anyway, I kind of went off on a tangent there.
No,
So
it's great.
Yeah, it's great. I like the free thinking. I want to go ahead and share your website, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Sure. There's so many wonderful things to see here. Let's see. Okay. So here we are on your website, and I'm actually over here. So tell me where you'd like me to go.
Gosh. Yeah. You can scroll down. You can scroll down.
By the way, love, love, love the hair. Fabulous.
Thank you. And that's Jean. That's my music partner. And I, you know, I stand for Music, Unity, and Action. And inside of Music, Unity, Action is music is what I do. Unity is what I love to bring people together, and action is around my my philanthropic part of myself, which is right now, as I was saying earlier, I every time someone buys one of my songs or my book or whatever, I plant a tree for them. So that's part of that. And
that's amazing. I would love to play this. I'd love to play Walkin. Can we, or
yeah.
no?
Yeah, yes? Of course. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
All right, let's play.
This is my newest single. And there's a music video.
Walking my way down that dirty old road. And I'm walking my way down, and I lost my soul. I sold my soul full of big bright lights, and I signed my name, Lord, and it didn't feel so right. Nobody told me I would pay the price. Oh, yeah. And I sold my soul for fool's paradise. Oh, for the big life. You gotta pay the price. I'm walking my way down that dirty old road. I'm walking my way down. I don't wanna go. I'm walking my way down. walking my way down, and I don't wanna go. No, no, no. There's nothing to show. Listen up, he said this. Now time to pay. Ooh, always calling my name. There's no way out of this trouble, you say. Oh, I played my cards, and there's no one to blame. The devil that won my soul in his con game. There's no one to blame. I'm walking my way down that dirty old road. I'm walking my way down. I don't wanna go. I'm walking my way down for something I owe. I'm walking my way down, and I don't wanna go. No, that deserted home. Oh no. I'm walking my way down that dirty old road. You know it's time to go. I don't wanna go. No, 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 no. And I'm walking. And you know what?
Love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow! Okay, amazing!
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
Thank you so much.
The transition through the music, the power, I really felt like I was going down that road with you.
That is such a sexy song.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah,
I know.
thank you so much. I love that. Thank
Got
you.
a little sultry there going.
Yeah, like
I didn't want to start moving too much, but I was feeling it.
Yeah, I was like pole dancing, like, yeah,
Get it, girl. Get it, girl.
brilliant. So well done. Just
Awesome.
absolutely
Thank you.
love it. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
letting us share that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm really proud of that song. It's lovely.
Should be. It's amazing. So anytime someone downloads this song, you're planting a tree?
Yeah, I plant a tree. They
Plant a
purchase
tree.
it. Mhm.
Okay.
They have to purchase it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us where else we should go here.
Yeah, just it's pretty simple. It's just talks about me as an artist, and it goes down. If you go to the next one, it's action, and that's part of me supporting you. So if you support me as an artist, obviously, then I plant a tree for you, which is kind of neat. So those people that don't have money, time, or energy to like go out and do some environmental stuff, and help out besides recycling, I get to do that for you. And so this is just my way of like really creating action, and it's great. Right now I planted 100 trees, and I'm excited about it. And it's like, and it makes me feel good too. It's like, yay, I did something too, So
That is fantastic.
thank you.
Love
Yeah.
it.
I love it too. And other artists are doing the same thing. And I just love this. This is great. This is how we rebuild, this is how we build community too. And then scroll down, and then you can buy my book. Again, I'll plant a tree. There it is. Courage, find your fire and ignite action in your life. It's a handbook. So it's a quick read. It's nothing you know.
Can you hold it up for us? You have it
Sure.
right there, right? Hold on.
Yeah,
let me see.
yeah. Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
It's cool.
Looks amazing. Love it. Now, just a quick digression between us
Yeah.
girls here. Tell me about the hair maintenance.
I just did it yesterday.
Looks great. Love it.
It's so funny. You know, I was red, as you see in all my videos and stuff like that. It was just full on red. And then I was getting kind of bored of this, right? I've been doing it for like 5 years, and my hairdresser. And then I was flipping through and I saw David Bowie. I go, oh my God, David Bowie's got this. You go white, blonde, red. And I'm like, wow. So I called my hairdresser. I go, can we do that? He's like, yeah, let's do it. David Bowie. Actually, it's pretty easy. He just, like yesterday, I went to see him because I knew he was going to be on the show. So, because, you know, your roots start to get dark and you're like, okay, they're dark now. But it's not as bad as it just being full on red. It's a lot easier. So he just, you know, does the blonde part and then he mixes like a little oranger and then he puts the dark part on. So simple.
There you go.
Fabulous.
Simple.
Fabulous.
Simple for him.
Thank you, David Bowie.
I just love it. I love it. All right, let's go back to the website. We have a number of comments that I haven't even gotten to yet. So let me come back over here.
No worries.
Okay.
And I love that. Are you listening? You know, are you ready? And that's one of my taglines, and I love it. It's in my, you can go into my merch too. And I have t-shirts that says, are you listening? And, you know, I really meant from that was, yeah, okay, it's a play on my music, right? Are you listening? Yeah. But also too, for us ladies, are you listening? Are you listening? Are you listening to you? What do you have to say? And that's what I mean by that. Are you listening? And of course I have like underneath, are you listening? The categories like quotes and stuff from testimonials or whatever. Yeah. I didn't want to call it that.
I love it.
And there's my Goddess EP, which I kind of matched it with my book.
Yeah.
So, and that has fabulous fun music on there. Soul Sister, Everybody's Love, Soul-lution.
I love it.
And, you know, things like that. Own That. It's so fun. Very empowering women's music. Not to say that men can't listen to it. I love men, so it doesn't matter.
Glenda, something I want to have you address. When I look at the time, wow, we're already over. Can you please explain to our audience? People think that musicians, artists, even authors, that we get paid a huge amount of money, right? Can you implore people to go ahead and download and purchase, because it takes a village in order to be able to get the hair done, right?
Oh, completely. You know, it's not a journey for the faint of heart. That's all I got to say. It's a journey towards who you are as a person. And if you're an artist, you're an artist and you should go for it. And it's not easy, you know, and yes, it takes a village, and it's really important to support authors, support writers, songwriters, music, support them. You know, it's so easy now because we got everything for free and you can listen to things for free and stuff like that. But there's a lot of ways that you can support us, you know, and it's important to do that and to remember that, because, you know, we don't come to your business and sit on your desk and, you know, drink your coffee and then not pay for it. You know, everybody has to pay for something, you know, so just find somebody you love and what they stand for and get behind that and purchase something.
It's brilliant. You know, we're not going to have time to go through the rest of the website because our film and music show is next, but you must come back because you can come on the Earth show. Absolutely. You can
I would love it.
Beautiful. I am, by the way, the walking song,
Yeah.
I'm just starting with that one. That is at the top of my playlist because when I go out walking, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm going to be, yeah, baby, I am walking in that sexy modality that you put out there.
I love it. Everybody's going to go, yeah. Hi.
Following her.
You're like,
Glenda, we have your information up, but for people who can't read it or they're on a
Yeah.
podcast or radio station, what is the best way to reach out to you? Your website, obviously, but who would you like to contact you? If there are people out there in the world who are saying, you know what, I'd like to reach out. Who would you like to do that?
you know, people that really are loving and proactive and really want more in their life, please, reach out to me. I'm definitely in service and would support you. I don't want to hear any stories about how you can't do something. I want to hear how you can. So that's really it. And people that want my music or people that want to buy my book or whatever. Yeah, please reach out. You can get me at glendabenevides.com or glendamusic.com, which I forgot to put. That's a lot easier. So that's glendamusic.com. Pretty easy. It takes you right to my website. You can actually email me through there and just let me know what it is that you need or what you want to ask questions or anything. It's fine. Also my YouTube channel, you can watch all my music videos on there. Walkin is up. And that's also YouTube, Glenda Benevides, Benevides. So that's how you spell my last name. And and then my mom, I've got a Facebook and I'm everywhere. Just, Google me. I'm all over that. Any modality, social media that you're interested in, I'm probably there. You can also listen to my music on Spotify. They don't really pay, but it's, if you want to get on my channel and subscribe, that's, all those things really help. And I think you guys know that too. Subscribing is huge.
And so the best way to get your music is to go right to your website?
Yeah, go to my website and purchase it through me. And then I plant a tree. And I think that's the most powerful way. But if you don't want to do that and you just want to listen to it and want to stream it, I'm on iTunes. You can buy it there, listen. I'm also on Tidal. I'm also on, again, like I said, just Google me, my name, Glenda Benevides, and you'll find some modality that you can either listen or purchase. So
fantastic. And we've got a lot of comments, but I just want to recognize Robert. Thank you so much for being with us today. Robert is a new friend through the Crohn's Colitis Foundation. So I'm super happy that you have reached out, and thank you, everyone. Okay, Glenda, an absolute pleasure. I sincerely hope that you will come back. I will be downloading all of your music and just thank you for everything that you're putting out into the world, all the positive light, love, and beauty.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Glenda. It's an honor to be with you.
Thanks, DIANN and Dr. Jacalyn. I really appreciate you guys too. Powerful women.
Yeah, and thanks to Mickey Mickelson as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mickey.
Yeah, for sure. So
thank you, guys.
All right, we have to go. DIANN, quickly, how can people reach out to you?
Sure. My website, DIANN FLOYD BOEHM, DIANN FLOYD, B as in boy, OEHM as in Mary.com. Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn. And Glenda, love you, love you, love you.
Love you, ladies.
My whole day has just been made because of you, Glenda. Thank you.
Good. Music.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.